Benjamin, if we look at that image there of Leah Thomas on a swimming podium in America, do you feel that that is fair and that that is right?
Look, I think that clearly in most cases, if someone who was born male is competing as a, they're a trans woman, then it's going to be unfair in most cases. I don't think anybody disputes that. Well, no, it's the same view that, the human rights activist Peter Tatchell takes. But that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be cases or sports where physicality matters rather less. You had the case where the British Darts Association was saying that they were banning trans women. Well, I really think the skill and the physicality are rather separate in a case like darts, for example. And I think there is this vengeance towards trans people right now. I mean, Lizzie says that she feels afraid to express her views on trans people. I mean, what boulder dash? Almost everybody...
It's not boulder dash. Look at what's happened to J.K. Rowling. It's not boulder dash.
What happened to J.K. Rowling? J.K. Rowling is on the front page of every newspaper and is a billionaire.
You do not get the abuse I get on social media when I speak out about it. You should have a look, honestly.
No, I don't accept that. They talk about this transgender lobby, they call it. It's complete nonsense. Because if transgender people are so all-powerful, then name a transgender MP who was elected as a transgender person, or a councillor, or a city boss, or someone who runs a big charity, or someone who's in the FTSE 100.
That's not really
it's nonsense. They don't have power.
Darren Grimes, that's not really the point, though, is it? Because people do get a lot of abuse for speaking about this issue. I know that you have. And do you feel that perhaps the tide has turned on this and that common sense is prevailing when it does come to the banning of transgender women in women-only sports categories?
I think it's starting to. It's pretty rich of Benjamin to sit there and say that, people like Lizzie have never received any pushback for their views. How often do you call people a bigot or a TERF, for example?
I don't use the word TERF.
Well, I'm sure you have in the past.
No, but this idea that because you're being challenged on...
It's not challenging someone.
It's
You
abuse.
attempt to shut
you're
them
unable
down
to...
by a word in intimidation.
Or if you have the same view and I don't, which one of us is being abused
What I
here?
would say, though, and I know this man right here is going to be in full agreement with me, I think we need to split the T away from the LGB because I think it's harming acceptance of gay men and women.